Okay, a few carrots and some beetroots, and a few onions, a couple of little butternut squashes. That's the Japanese onions to go in if I get a chance today. And then there's different French beans there and there. I want to save the seeds too, because they come via the seed circle. I need to save some if I'm going to grow them again next year. This is bed 16, which is where the carrots came out of, and I've put in some overwintering cabbage. It's April, spring. Planted them a bit tight so that hopefully they're more leafy and not bally. We get more of spring green, and I've also put in 4 slug traps, as the little blighters are very active at the moment because it's all damp and wet everywhere. And I've got a few beetroots out there, but the rest of the beetroots are just too small, so they're going into the compost bins. Well, morning viewers. It's a very foggy, and the sun was up there a minute ago. I could just about see it through the fog. It looks like the fog's covering it again. It's a very foggy morning. It's about 8:30 in the morning, and there's plot 1A. You can see the dew on the ground, and I've walked up there and dumped some stuff already. But you can see it's very damp. It's very foggy. My neighbour's plot, which is going to weed, as he usually lets it go during the winter, and he clears all that again next year. I couldn't be doing that. Soul destroying. Here's my plot, and the weeds in here are driving me mad as it is. So today's target is to get these beds tidied up, cleaned up, get this one finished, and get that one clear. The cabbages that I put in last week are being nibbled despite all the blue pellets of death in there, which is a bit disappointing, but hopefully they might survive enough to put on a spurt a bit and get past the slugs. This bed's nearly cleared. I didn't quite get time to finish it last weekend. So the plan is clear this bed of the last remnants of weeds. And that's another bed there that needs to be cleaned. And then pick up that hoop and put it there, and put the rest of the cabbages in there. I did put those 2 slug traps down there last week to hopefully try and get as many slugs as possible. And if you look, you can see sluggies inside. So they go in, have a feed, can't get back out, and die in there. And you can just about see. Let's see if I can come around the other side and give you a bit of view. Maybe not. More sluggies in there for sure, but the it does actually keep. Oh yeah, look, some little sluggies in the other one, but it does keep the blue pellets of death away from hedgehogs and hopefully the toads that are on and around here, and it keeps them dry, and it just sucks in as many of these little blighters as we can get. Not really quite sure what's going on here with the parsnips. I'm going to have to try and have a look at these today. Either the foliage has just got so damn big that it's fallen over. That could be what it is. Well, we've got a weed coming up in there. Surprise, surprise. We do have carrots and onions in here, so bearing in mind what's going on, and you can see the dew on the debris netting. So bearing in mind what's going on, we'll try and have those out today as well. So yep, I'm stacking myself up with lots of jobs. I'm not going to get them all done, but we'll do what we can. I filled one leaf bin up, and those other leaves were courtesy of my daughter Emma, who works in a nursery, and a chap there picked all the leaves up, and she thought of her dear old dad, bless her. So there'll probably be more to come. But I mean, there's last year's leaves, and I'm wondering actually whether I should have let them get wet, because they take forever. I mean, that pile in there is over 3 years. I fill it up each year and it rots down, and you can kind of just see there that one was halfway full. So each year it's rotting down, but I haven't. There's 3 years worth of leaves there yet, and I've not used them. The sprouts look as if they might need harvesting. Some of the ones at the bottom, leaves are definitely falling off. So, and we have sluggies and snails in there as well. Bloody things. Well, here we are with the grapes. We did have grapes off there, and all the leaves have decided to go northwards. I might pick those up and put those in a leaf bin. But yeah, not quite sure what I'm supposed to do and how far I'm supposed to cut it back. Something to look into. But I don't want it wasting its time doing lots of growth next year. They're the ones I didn't pick. They were the ones that were left for the birds, but it doesn't look like the birds have had too many of them away. This is compost bin 3, and as you can see, there's life in there in the form of red wigglers. They're not wiggling very much at the moment. There were a few on the top that were a bit more active, but I'm about to put some more compost on there. So this is composting down really nice. So when it's dropped, this was full to the top, and I'm about to fill it again with a mixture of layers of green and those roots and the mud that goes with them, and brown, and some leaves, and a bit of comfrey, because the comfrey's still coming back. I'll keep chopping it down, and it keeps coming back. So we'll decimate that again. Maybe the last time it'll come back. It's been very mild. Usually by now it's kind of cut back and gone dormant for the winter, but this just keeps coming back. It's 10:15 and it's time for a coffee break. So there's my flask, there's my onions that I'm hoping to get in today, and there's the coffee grounds drying out in the greenhouse. Okay, bed 7 I've started to cleared the rubbish from behind the compost bins there, the Daleks, and bed 8 now has in, if they're going to survive or not, some overwintering cabbage. Some look better than others, but the bed's clear. That's membrane that I repaired yesterday. Some of the holes have very weird shapes in it because it all started to fray because I cut it with scissors. I soon learnt my lesson, and all the new ones are actually cut using a soldering iron, so it welds the edges. So that's why I've got kind of square holes in some of these, and kind of roundy holes in others. But well, they're in, and we'll see what they do. Bed 4 behind The sweet corn's now all been pulled out, and oh, look at this mess. Blimey. That's what I'm working my way down to. Let's go and look at the compost bin. So that's Dalek 3. That shows you the red wigglers. Well, the red wigglers have made their ways down, and I've filled it up with the corn stems that I've pulled out and chopped them all up, chopped the roots up. And now I'm going to put some of that coffee on the top, and a layer of comfrey, and then I'll give it a good water and cover it up. And I think at the moment that's probably all that can go in there today. The rest of it are weeds, and I don't really like putting weeds in my compost, Dalek. I don't see the point in that. Okay, using this metal tube from an old blowaway, I've bored a nice hole in the middle of my compost, Dalek, and I'm going to now fill that up with coffee grounds and water it. Already given it a water, made it nice and moist. This way the coffee grounds can go down, and then I can water them in, and the water will kind of travel down there as well and make the bottom of the make the bottom of the heap moist. No running water on the site anymore, so the water butts on the greenhouse are doing a marvellous job of supplying water for me, and I'm happy to use the water because they soon fill up. It's amazing how much water gets collected in them. So, and I've got two. I've got that one there as well. So yep, very very worth having. Back to Dalek 3, and so now the core's been filled with coffee, and that's been watered, and now I'm going to just water in and dampen down all this lot. As I've got loads of leaves now, I've just topped it up with leaves as a brown. I haven't got any shredded paper down there at the moment, so yeah, that's good. So that's it nicely topped up. I should dampen this down now, put the lid on, and hopefully she'll get cooking again, and the red wigglers in there have got plenty to carry on munging. And then eventually, when I do get the beans down, all that foliage of the beans, there'll be room to put it into this Dalek, which is Dalek 3, or Dalek 4, which is also full to the brim. And there's bed 7, now put to sleep for winter. So yeah, I'm liking it. It's beginning to look tidy. We're getting there. It's taking time, but we're getting there. Well, I've gone a little bit off of the target I had because of time, really. It's 11:45, and I want to try and tidy up as much as I can, really. But I think digging in this mustard in bed 12, covering up and putting it to bed for winter is a good game. And if I can clear some of those weeds that are around the path, That'd be good. But time's just getting away from me. Okay, it's 10 to 1. It's time to go home now for dinner. So that's what's left of the comfrey. So I've still got some left to put into Dalek 2 when I top that one up again. There's a mess in here, but we're getting there. Okay, so sorry about the finger. Bed 7 is put to bed, and I've also put one of the slug traps either end, because when I lifted one of the other sheets up, there were loads of slugs underneath it. The paths are really well trod down, and these paths are fairly old and are reverting to very good soil. Certainly good enough to go in as browns in the compost bin to help things along when I need it. And I've chomped it up, as you can see it's trod down there, but I've chomped it up a bit because it was trod down so bad, just to let the water through it and try to see how much timber is actually still in there. But it looks really nice, rich, soilish, so definitely need to get some more wood chipped down and to probably bag this up and replace it. And I've replaced a little bit here. That was a bit I dug out a couple of weeks ago to go in for brown in the compost, and again I've chomped that bit up there because that was all trod down. Didn't get into this bed because I've got carrots at the back there that I've got to come out, and I'm desperate really to see how these parsnips are doing because the foliage has fallen over. So what's that? 7, 8, 9, bed 10 is now put to bed, and again the little lumps are some slug traps. Didn't get a chance to weed the path, so that's a job for next time. Didn't get a chance to touch bed 15, which is already half dug. I haven't pulled a few weeds from around bed 11, but that needs weeding. And covered up bed 12, dug in the mustard and covered that one up. And again there's some slug traps in there, and lots of weeds around to be dug out next time I'm down. So really only those two over there to sort out, and the weeds, and fairly much this bit's dealt with. Then I need to turn around and get into these, because these are well and truly getting overgrown. There's bindweed in there and all kinds. So a job for another visit. When I cut the cabbages off, I cut a cross in what was left, and I've got more cabbages growing off of the stalk of the cabbages that were there. So I don't know what they're going to come to, but I'm going to clear this bit out, get rid of the weeds in it, and just wait and see what happens. I've never done that before, so it's just something that I saw, or I think I saw something on the internet where somebody had done it, and I thought, well, I'll give it a go. And yeah, the cabbages. So these there's a couple of cabbages in here that are doing the same thing. But oh, look at that cauliflower. That's got to come out and be turned into compost. There's a lovely weed at the back there. Don't know what it is, but it's doing marvels. And definitely the lower leaves of the sprouts have got to come off. But there are, when I've looked closer, there are some nice sprouts in there, little growing. Let's see some more. Oh, there you go. So I think the way the weather's going, next week or the week after, get in there, get the leaves off and start harvesting from the bottom up, I think, before they start to explode.